Hello, hello. Welcome back to another Rune actual play. This is the continuation of the previous part for the Cragcliff Reformatory. So this is part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, go back and watch part 1 because everything that I'm about to do won't make much sense to you. But again, quick preface. This is a fan-made realm by Binary Star Games. So this isn't one of the official realms that you'll find in your version of Rune when you pick up your copy from the Kickstarter or later on. But this is going to be something that you'll be able to find out there in the world. I know Binary intends to release this, so if this seems like a cool realm, one that you want to try for yourself, you can hop in the Gila RPG's Discord, grab it there, or you can wait till its ultimate release. And if you're watching this during the 1 week of August 16th to the 23rd, the Rune Kickstarter is going on right now. Go back Rune on Kickstarter right now. The link is in the description below. If you're watching this later, Rune will be out eventually, and you'll be able to get the full version. Okay, so the Cragcliff Reformatory is a prison. We're starting to learn that this prison is maybe a prison for, like, the engraved. It seems like there's been a few people here who have, like, one person had a rune carved into them. Another person had, like, these sort of, like, rambling writings about not having a rune. So something's going on with, like, imprisoning engraved, and that would probably explain why we're here. There's also a gnarly inquisitor's room, interrogation room. We are here at point 11, which is the sort of secret cells that we have found previously. We were in point 6. We fought some people who were in an interrogation room, and we found a secret wall, which let us go into this upper room where we found some really good loot. I have some great loot, which I'll show off here in just a second. But yeah, we were in the high security cells and found the sword. This really good sword. I found this, and on the prisoner in here, I found a spell. Both of which I have now equipped. So this is my new character going on. I just took a screenshot of this and pasted it in here. There's a lot going on, and the reason there's a lot going on here is because it's a two-handed weapon, so I can switch which stance I'm using it at the start of every turn. So one-handed mode, if I do this, it lets me use whatever's in my other hand, my wasting curse, my spell. Or in two-handed mode, it's all in on this. This is the only thing that I spend dice on. And you can see that it requires you to sum those dice together to get some massive results, like a 7+ to get some of this really good things. The Radiant Zweihander only works at adjacent range, so I can't be same anymore like I used to. But it's got some cool special effects here. When I'm in one-handed mode, I'm cleaving. When you cleave, you deal harm to all enemies adjacent to the target as well. So this is a good way to clear out a room if a bunch of people are next to each other. But like no blocking or anything going on here. And my spell has no blocking, so it's very offensive. Two-handed mode, I gain warding and I get some blocking stuff. So this is how I can block if I need to. And warding, harm from 2 or more spaces, so those ranged people who are going to be messing with me, reduced by 1, and it doesn't count as a hit if I fully reduced the harm or fully blocked it. This is relevant most likely when there are enemies that have on-hit effects. Even if they don't deal harm, they might do something like slow you down or sap your stamina or stuff like that. So this warding thing would allow me to completely negate that on-hit effect. So that's really good. So I can kind of go back and forth between offensive and defensive mode. My Wasting Curse is a one-handed spell that works at same and adjacent. It does some good harm here at 2, actually, and then back up at 5 and 6, I do 2 harm. It grants me some movement. That's important. I don't have a lot of movement options with my stuff, so I might switch up my stuff. We'll see. But it grants me some movement options. I can do some harm, and I can slow. Slowing reduces the move of enemies in their next turn, which can be really helpful if I'm not moving a lot. Yeah, notice that the two-handed set for this Zweihander, there's no movement. So if you go into two-handed mode, you're, like, planting yourself. I also picked up a barbed chain, which If you watched the previous video, it was a charged utility item. I actually talked with Binary between sessions to see how he'd like it updated for the new way that utility weapons are working. So the way utility weapons work is there is a criteria. Think of them as like if-then statements. If this is happening, then you get this cool bonus effect. Like if you roll doubles, then you get this. If you have less than half health, then you get this. In this case, the criteria is if you would take 0 harm before any block this turn, then you get the effect. So if I'm not taking any harm, if I've somehow positioned myself in such a way that I wouldn't be taking any harm before I block things, then when I exchange harm, any block that I would have used, like that would have been wasted, gets converted into harm. So if I can like position myself in such a way that I am not taking any harm and I have like some block held up, I can convert that into even more harm. So that's a cool thing. That might be more useful if I had my shield. I'm not sure how useful it'll be with sort of the setup that I have right now with my spell and Zweihander. So I might move and change up my weapons, but we'll see. I've got 2 healing vials left, and when we last checked, I had filled in the 20-segment clock, and I'm now in cracking mode, which is the 16-segment clock. And that's where we are. We're at point 11. So that's the recap. I now have a path between area 11 and 2. So I've got like a shortcut from 1 to 6 if I really need to, if I die or anything. That doesn't require me to advance the clock or face any random encounters. So I'm going to move to 6. I'm going to go back down to 6. And that's 1. 6. 6. Okay. All the fights got reset when the tower got turned into cracking or whatever I said it was. Yeah, cracking. So these fights are back. I don't have to fight this group of people though, unless I want to do one of the actions in this room. And the only action that's left is this delve that requires a jailer's key. I don't have that yet. So it's like in any Souls game where you like run into an area and there's enemies and you just blow past them. You're like, I don't have time for this. I don't need to be here. I'm going to just keep going. So I'm going to run into room 6, see that these people who I had fought around this table are alive again and go, bye. And I'm going to go back up to 8. So the main staircase continues up to 8. So if we look at this, moving along this path, it's a dotted line, which means we have to advance our clock. And I also have to roll to see if there's a random encounter along the way. It'd be a good opportunity to show off my new weapons. Just drop through that dice to the ground. Good thing I got a whole bunch of them here. All right, let's see how I roll. I get a 4 and a 3, which is a no encounter situation. That's great. I do have, oh wait. It's cracking. Patrols have increased as prisoners begin to make a run for it. Roll 3d6 and add the highest 2. Oh, okay. So let me roll one more die here. I rolled a 1. So it's still a 7. 4, 3, and 1. So it's still a 7. If I really wanted to, since I have lore 6 and above, I could increase this to an 8 and fight, but I'm not going to do that. I could also decrease it, which is really helpful. So, I am going to keep that as a 7 and not deal with any fighting yet, if I don't have to. That puts us at 8, the receiving station. Okay, the stairs stop at a room with enough space to line up prisoners and a small table near the staircase. When you enter, immediately engage in the fight below if it's unmarked. Okay, so we're fighting. And then let's do this fight, and then I won't even bother looking at the rest of the stuff on the page because we got a fight to do. I've got a guard captain, 2 swordsmen, and a halberdier to fight. Okay, Binary. Okay, I'm glad I healed myself up to full before this fight. Okay, let's get this set up here. Permanent terrain at B3 and C3. It does not block attacks. That's an important thing to note here. If you've got like ranged attacks and stuff that that it won't block that. That's the table. It's the table that they're working at. One guard captain. So I got a guard captain and a halberdier at C1 and C2. Okay. I'm going to give the captain the... Actually, I'm going to do the swordsman. This looks like a swordsman. So I'm going to give the captain the blue so that they are special. C1. Halberdier will be C2. And then where are my swordsmen? All right. A2 and D2. Yeah, they're standing patrol. Woo! A2 and D2. Okay, so I'm here for processing. A4 is where I start. I show up, I'm like, hey everybody, good to see you. I'm here to check out of the prison. Goodbye. And they're like, nah, maybe you should stay. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here's all of our enemies that we're going to be facing here. We've seen the halberdier, the swordsman before. And then here is a guard captain. 5 health. They shoot at a distance. Ah, I see. So they're a 2 and 3 space sort of person. They're doing some slowing effects. This non-muscular officer does not share the listlessness of their underlings. They bring their magic to bear as they issue unsteady commands to impassive soldiers. Ah, so that's interesting because this whole place is run by an inquisitor who's a mage hunter, and yet this is clearly a mage, so I think they're not hunting mages. I think they're hunting engraved. All right, well, let us see what our enemies are going to do. So I'm going to go captain, halberdier, and then my 2 soldiers. Oh, I need 1 more enemy die. Okay, captain, halberdier. So 4 and 4 for these 2. And then my enemy soldiers left and right, 1 and 2. Okay. 1 and 2 for my enemy soldiers. All right, we rolled up our enemies. This is going to be like a lot of people. I'm going to be in the one-handed mode for my Zweihander for now. I'm going to try and get some like cleaving and use my wasting curse and just do a bunch of harm in the beginning. And then if I need to, if I start to get overwhelmed, I'll hop into two-handed mode and just kind of plant myself and hopefully kill people. All right, let's start by moving our soldiers. They have a move 1, harm 1, block 1. We've seen that one many times before. I'm going to have this one go around the table, so they're going to start surrounding me. The halberdier with a 4 is going to move 1, harm 2. I have to keep in mind that this thing has range, so like if I move on top of this person, I'm going to get stabbed. The guard captain is a move 1, harm 1, slowing. So they'll move here. They can hit at 3 spaces away. 1, 2, 3. So I'm thankfully out of range right now if I don't move from the captain and the halberdier. So maybe I should have stayed in, like, gone into two-handed Zweihander mode, but that's all right. I do need to eventually move because that captain will just shoot me from far away and I'll need to be able to, like, close the gap on them. So let's see. Let's see what I get. I still only get my 2 stamina die. So let's see how I do. I rolled terribly. I rolled a 2 and a 1. 2 and 1 is not very... Oh, 2 and 1 is not very good. A 1 doesn't do me any good at all. Doesn't work on any of my things. I need at least a 2. Oh, boy. Yikes. And my wasting curse, I need to be in the same or adjacent space. So it's not like a ranged thing. And if I move here, I'm going to get stabbed by the halberd. So I'm going to sum these. I'm going to call this a 3 all day and put it... Get to the back. I've lost my dice. There they are. I'm going to call that a 3 and apply it to this Zweihander. And then I will... That's going to be rough. This is a really hard first turn for me here. But yeah, I'll do 3 here. Zweihander 3 is a harm 2 and cleave against my adjacent enemy. So I'll just do, well, I'm only doing 1 harm to this enemy because they have block 1. So, folks, this is going to be, I might die. I was feeling so confident in my previous fights, and now this fight, I'm feeling a lot less confident. I should get my enemy health tracks going here so that I can track all of that. Y'all also have 4 health, which is like a really inconvenient amount of health for me with my weapons. But I'll deal with it. Okay. So I'm going to do 1 harm to them. I'm not blocking anything, so I'm going to just take the 1 harm, and that'll be it. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. This is gonna get hard fast, I feel like. All right, I'm gonna do 1 more round of one-handed Zweihander, and then might need to pop into defensive mode. I wanted to get something more advantageous. All right, well, let's see how the enemies do. Let's do our swordsman again. They get a 1 and a 5. Great. And our captain and halberd get a 6 and 6. 6 is usually like the most dangerous thing an enemy can do, so that's horrifying to see. The halberdier is going to stay where they are and do 3 harm if I get in their range. Which is kind of annoying because I wanted to kind of close the gap on them. And the guard captain is also doing 2 harm and slowing. So I really don't want to get within range of either of these 2. The swordsmen are going to start closing the gap. So this one's going to get on top of me. This one is going to stand there. So, okay. Well, let's see what I can roll and go from there. I got a 6 and a 2. Okay, 6 and 2. What can we do with a 6 and a 2? 6 and 2. Let's see here. I can... Oh, if I had enough movement, I could get over there and kill that thing, but I don't have enough movement. 6, if I put it here, lets me move 1 and harm 2. I actually don't want to move, because if I move, I get in range of these enemies. I probably should have been in 2-handed mode, but okay. Yeah, I don't want to... If I did this, for example, I could move 2, so I could go here. That would let me do... some harm to this, but it wouldn't even kill it, and then I'd just start getting beaten on. So I think I'm gonna stay where I am. I'm gonna do the 2 here, 6 here. That's more than enough harm to kill this. Oh wait, actually, is it more than enough harm? Yeah, it is, because this is 4 harm that I'm dealing. They're gonna block 1, so it's enough to kill the soldier, and I take 1 in response from them. Okay, I'm switching. Do I want to switch? I'm going to go 1 more round with one-handed and then see how it goes. 1 more round with one-handed and see how it goes. Okay. Halberdier, 2, captain, 6. So the captain, again, is staying put, but the halberdier is going to start moving, and the soldier got a 1. All right, so I know that. That's the move 1, block 1, harm 1. The halberdier 2 is a move 1, harm 1. So I'm now in range of the halberdier. So the enemies have moved. The captain's staying still. I need to close the gap. I got a 3 and a 1. I was rolling like really well earlier when I had my really shitty gear, and now that I have good gear, I'm rolling terribly. Oh, I think I was supposed to take a harm from the last fight too, so forgot about that. Okay, 3 and 1. What can I do with a 3 and 1? The 1 doesn't do me any good. Summoning to 4 doesn't really change much either way with my outcomes. But if I stand still, I can't... If I put it here, I can't move. At least here I can move 1. Whew. Oh, boy. This is rough. Alright, I'm going to put these into my Wasting Curse. I can move 1, harm 1, and I can slow something down. All right, I'm gonna start going. I want to get like close to these two. I want to actually get on top of the captain if I can. But that was not a good roll to make that happen. I think I'm gonna switch to two-handed mode for a second to like fight off the halberdier and the soldier after this. Okay, so I'm gonna move 1. I will harm the halberdier 1, and I slow them. They won't move anyways. And I'm going to take within range of the captain. I'm going to take 2 from the captain. I'm going to take 1 from the halberdier. So I'm going to take 3 harm. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, I'm switching to two-handed spy-hander mode. I'm in two-handed mode. Let's see how that goes for me. Soldier, halberdier, captain. 4, 1, 2. All right, soldier with a 4. They're just marching, right? They're just marching 1. The halberdier isn't going to move. It's slowed anyway, so it wouldn't be able to move. But it doesn't want to move because it's at adjacent space. And the captain got a 2, which is a move 2, harm 1. So they will move here because they want to be within 2 spaces. They don't want to move here because their range is 2. Okay. I'm in two-handed mode with my spy-hander. Is that enough to save me? Let's find out. I'm gonna jail those other weapon dice and move in my new ones here. 5 and 4. What happened last time, I feel like. 5 and 4 with the spy-hander. Okay, so I mean, I can only put my stuff into my spy-hander. My Wasting Curse is put aside. So what I can do is sum them. A 9 is in this 7+ territory. So I get to block 2 harm, ward off damage that's coming from a distance, and I'm dealing 3 harm. So this is very good for me. So I'm gonna kill the halberdier. Right? So killing the halberdier with my 3 harm for sure. I'm blocking 2 harm in total, and I'm warding 1. So I'm going to reduce the harm of the captain. The captain was only doing 1 harm, so captain harm, gone. Blocking away the halberdier harm. I take no harm, and I killed the halberdier. That's very good for me. I think I will stay here in this two-handed mode because the soldier will get close to me next turn. I'll kill the soldier or fight the soldier. And then I'll have to go back into one-handed mode to chase down the captain because they will not close the gap on me. And I don't have anything that hits at range. So I will eventually have to chase them. But I'll stay in two-handed mode for now. Okay. That was great. That was extremely helpful for me. The swordsman got a 2, and the captain got a 5. Let's put that 2 there. Let's put that 5 up here. Swordsman is a move 1, block 1, harm 1. And the captain 5 is move 1, harm 1, slowing. Slow me all you want. Actually, I plan on moving next turn, so that's not great for me. Oh, my dog is back. She thought about eating that die, but she didn't, so I'm glad. Okay, let's see how I do. 5 and 1, which, again, I only have my spy hander, so I'm just summing these up. That makes a 6 for me. It's not nearly as much harm. I really wanted to hit that 7. It's a harm 1, block 1, warding. Okay, so the captain is dealing 1 harm. I ward that away with the Zweihander. I block the 1 harm that's coming from the soldier, and I deal 1 harm. But the problem is the soldier is also blocking 1 harm. So it's a total wash of a turn. Ow. It's okay. My Zweihander only works at adjacent, which means the soldier is going to move next turn on top of me. So I gotta go back to one-handed mode. I have to be one-handed mode. Damn it. I really needed to succeed on that turn. Okay, soldier gets a 5, and they're just gonna switch. Captain gets 2. So soldier is moving forward. They're trying to mess me up with a move 1, harm 2. And the captain is gonna move. They don't need to move. They don't want to move. They're gonna be harming. So I've switched back to one-handed mode. How does that go for me? 5 and 5. Okay, well, 5 and 5 means I'm just placing the dice on the 2 things. It's the same value. What can I do with 5 and 5? 5 and 5 lets me move 2. That's nice. That I can get close to the captain. I can get on top of the captain, but my Zweihander doesn't hurt at that range. So I can do 2 harm from there, and I can do 2 harm from the, the Wasting Curse. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move 1. I'm going to move here. And then I'm going to deal 4 total harm to this soldier who's not blocking. I'm not blocking, which means I'm going to take 2 from the soldier, and I am within range of the captain. So I'm going to take 1 from them. So I'm taking 3 harm. Taking 3 harm, but I did kill the soldier. I killed the soldier. This is going to get really, really close. This is going to be really close, I feel like. I still need to be... I can't go into two-handed mode. I know two-handed mode is good for blocking and warding, but I can't deal harm to the captain because I can only hit at adjacent range, and the captain's going to just ping me at 2 range the whole time. So I need movement. I have to stay in one-handed mode. All right. Notice I haven't used my barb chain at all because there's never been a situation where I have block and I would be taking no harm because I am in people's face the whole time. All right. The captain gets a 1, which is move 2, harm 1. They're only going to move here, even though they can move 2, because they want to move to their lowest possible range of 2, and they're going to deal harm 1 to me. This is an opportunity for me to close the gap on them, and closing the gap is extremely important against this captain. I got a 6 and a 5. That's perfect. I feel like. I hope. I assume. 6 and 5 is very high. So 6 and 5, it doesn't matter which I apply because 6 and 5 are the same result on both of my items. So let's see what I can do with a 6 and a 5. I can move 2. So I can get right on top of them. But even just being adjacent is fine because they can't hurt me at adjacent range. They're only 2 and 3. So I'm going to just move right here so that I can use my Zweihander as well. That's 2 harm. That's 2 harm. And I slow the captain down. And that's great because the captain would try to move away from me. And now they don't get to move away from me. I did 4 harm to them. I think the captain has 5 health. Yeah, so they have 1 health left. And they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. All right, captain rolls a 1 again. All right, they would try to move. They get to move 1, though, because it is move 2. So I sap 1 of their movement. They try and get away from me. And then I just need to be able to move once to not get killed. 4 and 1. 4 and 1. We know that 1 doesn't do me much good, but it's okay. I can sum these together. I like to think that I use the Wasting Curse to finish this mage off. So I'm going to move 1, harm 2. I don't take any damage from the captain, and I kill them with 2 health left. Let's fill in the clock for the fight. Let me go grab an X from another page. All right. I had to immediately do that. Once completed, this fight remains permanently marked. Ah, okay. So I'm actually gonna make this a stronger color, so that I know it's not going anywhere. Okay, cool. That's done. It permanently is marked. I'm gonna chug my 2 last healing vials, which will bring me up 4 HP. So I am now up to 6. That was a hard fight. That was a really, really hard fight. But I survived. Good fight, Binary. Very good fight. Okay, I've done that. Let's see what other things I can do in this space. I can search. None of these require anything. So let's search away. I'm going to search, and I'm going to gain a halberd. So I have another weapon added to my arsenal. A standard issue polearm in good condition lies on one of the tables, unceremoniously dropped among tatters of ancient paper. That's what this is right here. May block harm instead of dealing harm. It's a deflect thing. I mean, it's good, but I have my... I'll copy and paste it over to my inventory of stuff. But my inventory is over here. This is the stuff that I lost. This is the stuff that I've collected so far. You know, maybe I'll end up using it, but I like my Spy Hitter spell combo right now. And then let's search for the... Oh, let's search the other thing too. Let me add 2 to the clock here. And take a look. Search. Open up a path between Area 8 and Area 4. Okay, we're opening up lots of paths, which is great. An open window reveals a series of inset blocks on the side of the stairwell that can be used as a makeshift ladder. An intrepid climber can use these to circumvent the spiral staircase entirely, saving a lot of time. That's amazing. So now I've got shortcuts for days here now. Between 8 and 4, I have a path now. So, I should make this black again. Nope. Sorry. The stroke needs to be black. Okay. We'll go here to here to here to show that I've got a path. That's incredible. Let me go put that over on my sigil path too, just so that I have it. 8 to 4. All right. Let's make sure that's touching. Okay. Okay. Just looking at the map here, I have some options. I can go to 9 safely without advancing the clock, or I can go to 10 and fight. So probably gonna go to 9 here in a second. But let's go back down to the page. Okay. It's crumbling and collapsing. Area 9 is no longer accessible. But we are not in crumbling or collapsing. We're in cracking. Exits. The room leads to a hallway to the heavily guarded entrance, 10, as well as a side room intended for storage of confiscated goods. Area 9. Okay. Let's go to Area 9 then. Confiscated goods. And that doesn't require a movement or advancing the clock, because it is a safe path. A hallway leads into the mountainside where personal effects of prisoners were once taken and stored. There's a fight here, which I will probably do. There's also something worse when it's cracking. But I can get my stuff back, I'm guessing. So I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. And if I fail, I can run back here pretty quickly. I can run back here pretty quickly. Okay. There's difficult terrain at A1 through A4. Alright, let's clear the map. A1 through A4. And there is a Scarred Pursuer, which is a unique enemy. So unique enemies are ones that if you kill them, they stay dead, even if the fight resets. So like this fight resetting wouldn't happen because the enemy is dead. So there's a unique enemy at C4. Okay. So that's the scarred person. I start at C2. A horrifying patchwork beast lurks in this disused corner of the Reformatory. It seems to be keeping guard over what remains here. Cracking, which is where we are right now, there's more difficult terrain. B3, C2, and D2. Okay. B3. What did I say? B3, C2, and D2. Oh, where I am. And... Oh. Okay. There's all kinds of terrain here. Add a sleek pursuer. This is a scarred pursuer. And then a sleek pursuer. There's another enemy in here at C1. At the end of round 2. Okay. Okay. That lets me know I want to get on the other side of this difficult terrain. Let it be stuck over there. Unless it's a ranged person, then I'm in trouble. But we'll find out. Okay, I have 6 health to make this happen. I'm fighting a Scarred Pursuer first. So let's get the Scarred Pursuer's health and everything set up before we jump into the fight. I need my D8 for that. So they have 8 health. Unique. Their range is same and adjacent. And they ignore difficult terrain. Okay. They've got some interesting stuff here. They've got critical, so they can hit hard if they're in the same space. That's a lot of harm. They can be very effective at blocking or momentum. Increase harm by the number of squares moved this turn. Oh, that's really good. So the Scarred Pursuer. A sorcerer's construct with 6 metal-encased legs ending in crude, jagged spikes. This one has been damaged and repaired with thicker plating and stronger limbs over time. Let's fight it. Let's fight it. All right, let's see what it does. I rolled a 3 for it, so it's going to move 1, harm 2, block 2. So, boom. I guess I should have announced what mode I'm in. I'm going to be in two-handed mode. It's going to move. Yeah, so it's on top of me now. Oh, it's not on top of me, but it's next to me now. I'm within its range. It's dealing 2 and blocking 2 right now. No other special effects. Two-handed Zweihander. How do we do here? We get a 5 and a 2. 5 and 2 makes 7, which is my best possible outcome with this Zweihander. So good start for me. Harm 3, block 2, and warding. Warding doesn't matter, but I block the 2 harm that's coming my way, and I manage to do 1 harm to the enemy. I get past their 2 blocking that they're doing with 1 harm. All right, that's round 1. As a reminder, end of round 2 is when they come at me again. Now, this thing can hit at same, and the Zweihander can't work at same. So I need to... I had 1 shot at doing 2-handed. Now I got to switch back to 1-handed. Because it'll move on top of me. That'll be bad. All right, let's see what it does. It rolls a 3. It's going to do the exact same thing that it did before. So move 1, block 2, harm 2. I am going to roll... I got a 4 and a 1. Oh, I keep rolling 1s, which is really bad for my setup. I actually should have put on my shield. I should have put on my shield. knowing that I'm at low health. I should have put on my shield. Oh well. 4 and 1. What can we do with a 4 and a 1? We can bump it up to a 5 in either case. Yeah, I'm taking the harm because I have no blocking capacity right now. Oh, I should have put on my shield. All right, I know in the because I'll die, and when I die, I'll put on the shield for the fight. Yeah, so I mean, I'll add these to be a 5 here. I'll move 1. The harm gets blocked by them. I take 2 harm, and I've slowed them, which could be helpful. You know, maybe that's enough to not get hit. But then at the end of this turn, here comes this thing, which is a 6 health enemy. 6 health enemy, and they are also a same adjacent sort of person. Oh boy, oh boy. This is going to be really hard. Okay. Okay. Let's see what they do. We'll go top then bottom. 2 and 2. That makes it easy. They both got 2s. Let's start with the one that we've seen before. Move 1, harm 3, critical. So I really don't want to be in the same space as this thing. It will kill me. The other one got a 2, which is a move 1, harm 2, block 2, slowing. Wow. You got all the effects here, friend. Okay, I really need to get away from them. Let's see how I do. 1 and 2. I think that's gonna be my death knell right there. I needed to do so much better than that. Also, I know that these things are like really powerful with the blocks. I might not fight them for a little bit. I might come back and try and fight them later. So what do I have? A 1 and a 2? Oh wait, did I say that this thing was slowed? It was slowed. So it doesn't move on top of me. Okay. Does that help me in any way? I mean, it lets me technically move 1 space away. Because I can make these a 3, a 1 and a 2, and then I can move 1. So nobody's hurting anybody. But that's the situation. I'm going to switch to two-handed mode. Hope that they don't move on top of me, and if they do, then I'll just take the harm from them. Okay, here we go. Blue, then red. Blue is a 4, and then a 5. I think they're going to be right on top of me. 4 and 5. All right, blue on a 4 is a move 2. Yep, they're on top of me. And a 5 is a move 2. Oh, boy. Yeah, okay, so they're very much on top of me. Well, let's just see if I roll high at all. I rolled a 6 and a 5, finally. So I can block 2 harm, but I've got 3 plus 2 plus 1. I've got 6 harm coming my way. So even if I block the 2, it does 4 to me, and I die. I died! It's my first death. Oh, my death count. All right. Those enemies are hard as hell. Those enemies are hard as hell. What is this, a Souls game or something? Very good, Binary. Very good enemies. All right, let's move these dice out of the way. Let us see what happens. God, there's so much stuff in this spot that is good, but I might not fight it for a little bit. Let us go up and see what happens on death. Death in Cragcliff. When you die, there's no personal penalties, but you are likely to be delayed returning to your cell. Advance the realm clock twice, then reset your health to its maximum. All right, so the time penalty. I'm back at the sigil point. Full health. 9 really messed me up. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to explore a little more. I'm going to go 1, 2. Those don't advance the clock because they're safe paths. And then I'm going to go 8 to 10, which does require a check to see how the random encounter goes. So let's advance the clock for that, and then see how we do on our random encounters. I have to roll 3d6 because the world is cracking and take the 2 highest. I rolled a 5, 2, and 1, so 5 and 2 make 7. 7 is no encounter. Okay. That's great news for me. I am now in point 10. Didn't have to fight anything. Oh, I'm also going to, while I remember, I'm gonna bring back my plank shield for a little bit. I think I need to just bring this back for a bit. I need some blocking. I need some blocking when I'm in one-handed Zweihander mode. Having no blocking is really, really hard. And I wasn't getting enough movement to avoid... I mean, those enemies were so fast, right? Okay. Alright, we are now at point 10. Fortified entry. You stand before the heavily guarded front entrance. Dead prisoners are strewn about, either savaged or hit with bolts. If you entered from area 7, which I didn't, so we don't have to worry about that, you can only move between area and 10 once the fight below is marked. Okay. One of these dangerous things again. I can only move, so I've got to fight. I have to fight. I think this is going to be a painful fight. Something tells me this is going to be painful. Let's find out. Okay. Permanent terrain at B1, C1, B3, C3. Okay. So we've got, that's kind of like the gate probably, or something like that. The Sleek Pursuer, which is unique. So if I kill it here, and like maybe this is an easier fight. If I can kill it here, then going back to point 9 will be better because I don't have to fight anything at first. Like that, I'm one enemy down in that area. So that's good. Sleek Pursuer is at A1. And we've got a Hound at A3. And a Halberdier at D3. Okay. And I am at C4. Oh, hey, I was already in the right spot. Now, it looks like there's some stuff going on here. If Sleek Pursuer is already defeated, replace it with a Hound. Okay, that's fine. I didn't defeat it. Unless disabled as above. So if you came from point 7, you could have done some cool stuff. I haven't found a way to get to point 7 yet, as far as I know. Okay, sorry. Should have. Okay. Unless disabled as above, crossbow emplacements fire on you from the top of the map if you're not in cover. When exchanging harm, if you're not at B4, C4, B2, or C2, take 2 harm in addition to any from enemies. B4. So this is the cover zone. These 2 and where I am right now. Okay. Once completed, this fight remains permanently marked. Okay. An enormous beast silently approaches, flanked by guards, as crossbow emplacements on a balcony aim at you. You're quite sure nothing could possibly get past this gauntlet without them stopped. Okay. Okay. Let's fight it. Let's fight it up. So we've seen this. This is the real fast one. It's same and adjacent for hounds, and halberdier is at 2. Okay. I think I'm gonna be in. I'll just start in one-handed mode, just for now, just to be somewhat mobile, I suppose. Maybe kill the hound right away, and then figure out what I'm gonna do after that. I don't want to move. I want to stay in cover. All right. I'll be in one-handed mode for now. All right, let's roll for our enemies. Let me actually get their health set up. So I've got halberdier, hound, and the sleek pursuer. All right, sleek pursuer gets a 1, and then halberd is a 3, and a hound is a 5. 1, 5, and then we need a 3. Okay. Let's figure out what these enemies are doing. Let's move this thing first. Oh, it only moves 1. Great. So that buys me time against that. The halberdier with a 3 is going to move 1 and be in range because they can hit me at 2 spaces. And the hound on a 5 moves 2. And it can slow me, which is not great. But it's going to be fine kind of if I move and plant myself. So, we'll find out. We'll find out if that's bad. Bad news bears for me or not. Let's roll. I get a 5 and a 2. All right, 5 and 2. I'm in one-handed mode, as a reminder, with my weapons. So what can I do with that? Probably do something like this. Get some block going on. Because it's block 1 either way. So just a little bit of blocking. I can move 1. Which I probably want to move. I need to move because I can't be in the same space as the hound. So I need to move 1. I have 2 harm that I can do. And I can block 1 incoming harm. Okay, who should I do 2 harm to? I generally deal like... I'll do it to the dog. And I block 1 of the incoming... I block the hound's harm, so I take 1 from the halberdier. Okay. Let's see how it goes. That's my first round. I think this second round I'm going to go into two-handed mode. Oh, stay there. Yeah, I'm gonna go into two-handed mode. I think for sure. All right, let's see what my enemies do. The wild one, it gets a 5, and then a 2, and then a 5. 5. Thought I had a 2 somewhere, but I guess I lost it. Oops. 2, I said, right? 5, 2, and then another 5. Cool. Let's start moving some enemies. Let's start with the sleek thing. Move 4. Okay, so it's gonna get on top of me. That's horrible news for me. That's really, really bad news for me. Because I can't block this. I only have effective at adjacent. Maybe this was a terrible idea. I've got, let's see, the halberdier is not going to move because they are happy with where they are. They can hit at adjacent range. And the hound wants to move, but it can't because it's stuck. So there's 2 harm coming from the hound. There's 1 from this guy, plus 3 from momentum. So that's 4. I have 6 harm coming my way. Wow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Going to die. Let's see what I roll. 6 and 2. So I got, like, you know, I got the good roll that I need, but the problem is I can't... That's not good for me at all. I can't block. I'm going to take all 6 of that harm because my Spyhander is only effective at adjacent range. So I can block some of this, but I can't block the 4 from this thing that's on top of me. So, how much did I say I'm taking? 4 from this, 2 from the dog, and 1 from the halberdier. So 7 all day, 2 of which I can block. Oof, so I'm taking 5 harm. Right? Yeah. And I'm dealing 3. I can't deal it to this thing. I can deal it to... I guess I should kill the... I'm going to do it to the halberdier, actually. I want to be in the same space as the dog, because then we're occupied, and then the others can't mess with me as much. We'll see. We'll see if this makes sense in a second here. Okay. So the dog and the halberdier have 1 health left, and 6 on the main thing. Switching back to one-handed mode. 100%. Okay, let's see how they do. We'll go left, right. 3, 4, 5. All right, the halberdier doesn't want to move. This thing doesn't want to move it as far as it can get. The dog wants to move, but it can't. So they're all kind of stuck where they are, which gives me an opportunity to reposition myself. 6 and 4. That is what I'm looking for on a bigger, what you call it? 6 and 4 is really good for me. 6 and 4. Okay, so here's what I can do. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to move 1. I'm on top of the dog now. I'm on top of the dog. I'm blocking 2. So let's see how much harm I'm taking in the first place. But I'm on top of the dog. Actually, should I move? No, if I move here, I'm going to get shot by crossbows. So I want to be on top of the dog. I'm blocking 2. Let's see how much harm I'm taking from enemies right now. 3. 3 from that. 1 from the dog. So that's 4. And 1 from the halberdier. So that's 5. I take 3 harm. And then I'm attacking this thing, which is the... what you call it? The mean monster. For 2 harm. And I cleave, which deals harm to all enemies adjacent to the target as well. So I kill the dog and the halberdier by doing this cleaving attack on this. And I do 2 harm to this enemy. It has 4 health. I have 1 health, but there's only just this thing left. Okay. Okay. I think I still need to be in two-handed mode because it wants to be on the same space as me, and it will move. So I need to be able to move. I need to be able to move. All right, the enemy gets a 1. What does a 1 do? Move 1, harm 2, block 2, slowing. Alright, so we'll move on top of me. I get 1 and a 2. A 1 and a 2. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Yeah. I can only block 1 of the 2 harm that's coming my way. And I don't have the capacity to kill it in turn. I wish I could have at least killed it. Because binary's rules are that if you kill it, it stays dead. I died. Ah. Darn it. I died. Okay, so I reset to 10. The clock advances. 2. We're still cracking. I can't remember if there's like stuff in other spaces that I needed to look at. I know this had... I mean, I don't really want to go a one-way path to 3 because then I have to fight to 2. I'm just trying to remember if there's stuff that I'm missing from other places that I couldn't do before. You know? I know there's like a bunch of prisoners that I want to find, but I can't at 2 because I don't have the jailer's key or the pickaxe. Let's try that fight. I'm going to try that same exact fight one more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go... 1 to 2. And this will give me an opportunity to check a few things along the way. 1 to 2. Oh, there's some stuff going on here. Cracking, which we are. There is a fight here now, so there's people down here. But also, cracking, unmark the search actions in this area. Unmark this whenever the realm status updates. Oh, okay. So these are unmarked. Oh, unmarked this, right. So I could go searching again for more stuff, but I'd have to fight for it, and I don't think I want to fight for it right now. I will go 2. I know 11 is good. I think 6 is good too. I want to remember what 4 is. So I'm going to advance the clock once. I'm going to have to advance the clock a little bit anyway to get back to that fight. So 10, I'm going to go to 4. But let's see if I have an encounter along the way. I have to add the 2 highest. I rolled a 3, 3, and a 1. So that's no encounter. So I'm at 4 now. I did everything at 4. Okay. Then I'm going to go to 8. And then the question is, do I fight the 2 mean things at the same time? That feels like a disaster. So I'm going 8 to 10. So I got to advance the clock one more time. See if I have an encounter along the way. I rolled a 4, 3, and a 1. 4 and 3 makes 7. So I'm really good with the random encounters. But yeah, I am now back at 10. Back at 10. And we're doing this fight again. I'm going to try the same exact fight once more and see if I die, I die. And that's okay. I'll start thinking about alternative strategies through moving through this place, but I want to try this. Is that all correct? Probably not at all. Hound is at A3. Oh, I had these backwards. Oh, I did this backwards. The Hound is at A3. The Halberdier is at D3. I had these backwards. Would that have changed everything? Who knows? And I'm at C4. All right, here we go. Let us... Yeah, because this thing can just stab me from right there. So I'd need to move right away. Because I don't want to move towards it and get shot by the crossbows. So I know I need to be mobile. So I'll be in one-handed mode to start. Let's advance the clock for starting a fight. And then let's see what these enemies do. We got a 2, 6, and a 3. 2, 6, 3. All right, 2 for the pursuer. Move 1. Okay, so this is the slow movement of this. That's fine with me. The hounds on a 6, I think, move real fast. Yeah, move 3. So the hounds are on top of me, doing 2 harm. And the halberdier doesn't want to move because they are... Oh, wait, they do. They want to be at adjacent. I guess I should have thought about that, but that's okay. Okay. So, time for me to move. I get a 5 and a 2. Okay, 5 and 2. What can we do with 5 and 2? I haven't also considered the fact that I have my, like, I have a pole arm, right? I have a ranged weapon that I could be using. That maybe that's what I should be using. I'll take a look at that weapon in a second. 5 and 2. All right, what can we do with that? Probably this. Probably this. Probably this. Okay, so I'm going to move 1. I'm going to do 2 harm, and it cleaves, so it hurts the dog and the halberd at the same time. So the dog's at 1, the halberd's at 2. And I'm blocking 1 of the 3 harm coming my way. 2 from the dog, 1 from the halberd, because it can hit at 2 spaces. Yeah, so I go down 2. Okay. All right. All right. It's not bad. Not bad for a start. Hopefully I can kill them the next round, and then I'm just me versus the monster. But let's see. Monster gets a 1. Okay, that's really, really good. A 1 from the hound, too, and a 4 from the halberd. Okay. 1 and 1. And this is a 4. So this, I know, is, again, move 1. That's super, super crucial. That helps a ton. 1 from a hound is move 1, harm 2. Okay, so it moves on top of me. And then this is, I think, pretty dang good for me. They're going to move 1. So all I need to do is move 1 over. The halberd no longer can hit me, and I can get a good cleave effect on the dog. I think this is it. I think this is the fight. Let's see how I roll, though. Of course. 3 and a 2. 3 and a 2. That's good enough. 3 and a 2 is good enough. Is it? Oh, I don't get to move. I mean, that's... The ideal was that I would have been able to move. Okay. Yeah, okay. Here's what I do. I sum these up. That makes a move 1. So I can move 1. The halberd's harm is no longer going to happen because they can't hit at same. I hit the dog and get the cleave effect to activate and kill the halberd at the same time. Boom. Boom. I do take the harm from the dog, which I think is 2. Yeah, 2. Okay. I have 6 health versus the enemy's 6 health, and it's just me versus this monster. That's pretty good. And I can play greedy here and try and go two-handed with the Zweihander, because most of the time it's only moving 1 or 2 spaces. If it moves 1, I don't do anything, but if it moves 2 spaces, then I can kind of wail on it. I'll play one-handed. I'll play one-handed because that's a weird gamble. That's a weird gamble. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. Let's see what the enemy gets. 6. That's the move 4 and then momentum. So 1, 2, 3. So it's dealing 4 harm right now. It's dealing 4 harm right now. Okay, so I'm gonna roll. I get a 5 and a 4. 5 and 4. What can I do with a 5 and a 4? Those are the same thing here. It's move 1, block 1. It's actually what I could do, and this is probably a better play, is to move out of range of this thing, because this thing is doing so much harm this turn. Move away from it. I'll take 1 harm from the crossbows, because I'll be able to block 1 from it. And that's way better than trying to fight the monster right now. So I go out here, block the damage from the crossbows, don't deal any harm, but that's okay. I'll take 1 harm from the crossbows and hopefully get a better situation to be in. Oh, get a better situation to be in next round. I think that's the play. I think that's the play. All right, let's see what the enemy gets. They got another 6. All right, so they're going to move here. They're doing 3 harm to me right now. I got a 2 and a 1. Truly disastrous. Truly disastrous roll here for me. Well, I gotta get out of cover. So I think I have to do this. So I move 1. I deal 1 harm to it. And I block 1 of the 3 harm coming my way. So I'm going to take 2. But I at least don't get shot anymore. Oh, that was terrible. I really needed to capitalize on that moment. Alright, so I gotta keep being in one-handed mode because it's gonna keep trying to be in the same space as me, and that's no good for my Radiant Zweihander. Okay, so I rolled a 5. Oh, that's still the super fast thing. Okay, so it is only gonna move 1 space, though, so it does 2 harm to me. It's in 2 harm mode right now. I rolled a 5 and a 4. Okay, that feels good. But is it the combo I need? 5 and 4. All right, well, I know I need to be 1 space away. I think it kind of doesn't matter how I place these right now because I'm kind of going for the same effect. Moving 1. I'm blocking 1 of the 2 harm. And I'm dealing 2 harm to it. Okay. It has 3 health. I have 2 health. Oh, this is so stressful. This is so stressful. Okay. 5. Okay, so it's the exact same thing. This is actually, I want it to roll high because then it's not doing as much harm. The momentum thing is totally fine for me. So it's dealing 2 harm. I just need to kind of keep up this thing that I'm doing here. 6 and 5. 6 and 5. 6 and 5. 6 and 5, everyone. 6 and 5. What does 6 and 5 do for me? I think that 6 and 5 is perfect for me. Block. Harm. I can move 2, but I'm only going to move 1. Block the 2 harm. Don't take any harm this turn. And I deal 2 to it. It has 1 HP left. Even if it kills me next turn, it is dead as a unique enemy, because I'll kill it at the same time, and it won't be back. And it will have been worth it to die again. Alright, let's see what it does. 4. What does a 4 for our enemy do? I don't remember. A weird effect. Weird little tearing effect going. Move 2, harm 3. Okay. So I've got 3 harm coming my way. Which means I'm probably gonna die, but you know, it will have been worth it. 4 and 2. 4 and 2. Oops. Oh, okay. I really thought I was doomed here for a second, and I would have been if I had to split them, but I'll sum it up. I'll sum it up. So I will move 1. I will deal 2. I will cleave. I will kill it, and it will kill me. We die at the same time. Oh. Oh. I killed this stupid thing. Dead. Dead. I'm gonna mark that over in this area too, because I know it's over here. It's the thing that shows up later. So it's not showing up. So that's good. Now I feel like I can go back to 0.9. Actually, I think I have to go to 0.9 because I think I'm running out of time to activate it. Okay, so when I die, I reset. This advances 2. Let us consult the map. In order to get to 9, I'm going to have to advance the clock once, so it won't turn over. It won't turn over by the time I get there, so that's good. Actually, it will, because once I fight, I mark the clock, and then everything starts falling apart again. Oh, no. So I can't get into 9. I can't get into 9 anymore. Damn it. Oh, I think 9 is going to fall into the sea. I think that's what happens. I think... Right? Wasn't that one of the things that was the case? Or maybe I'm misremembering it. Maybe I'm thinking of a different... No, if the realm switches to crumbling while you're here, you die. Yeah. Which would be what would happen. So I would die. I guess I can come back to it. After that, I'm dead. I can come back and just loot through this horrible mountainscape afterwards, after I die. I think that's the play. It's a weird play to go here to die in the fight, but then after that, I haven't been reading this at all. I had the opportunity to get some good stuff on my prisoners. Damn it. Okay, I think this is the play. I think we'll do this fight. I'll die. I'll come back and loot the room, and that will be our second section. I think that's what I want to try and accomplish. Okay, so to recap, I'm here. I'm going to do what I did before. which is go to 2. That's free for me. Go to 4. See if there's an encounter along the way. The highest is a 6 and a 2. 6, 2, 1, which is an 8. That is an encounter, but I can decrease it by 1. Okay. Safe. But I do have to advance the clock. 15. And then from here, I go boop, boop, to 19. Or to 9. Where I will fight, hopefully kill this thing, have the ceiling collapse on top of me, and die, and then go back in there and loot through the room. And I gotta remember, like, that all takes time, and I'm running out of time, but I want the stuff that's in 9. And then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right idea, but it's the idea that I have right now. All right, let us go fight at 9. All right, we've got this fight that we have fought before. This is all difficult terrain along here. And it is also, since it's cracking, there's difficult terrain at B3, C2, and D2. Right, I remember this fight. I start here. This thing starts here. I remember this. It starts at C4. And I don't have to worry about the second thing coming in. I'm just fighting the Scarred Pursuer, which fights at same and adjacent. It's pretty slow moving. I think I'm going to start with the two-handed Zweihander and then switch when it starts getting on top of me. Okay. That's the plan, everyone. Let's see how it goes, though, right? All right. Let's roll up. My enemy gets a 2. Move 1, harm 3, critical. Okay, so it moves forward. It's dealing a bunch of harm, especially if I'm in the same space. I don't plan on being in the same space. I plan on being in Zweihander territory. 5 and 5. That gets us up into our 7+ for the Zweihander. So I am blocking 2 of the 3 harm. So I only take 1 harm. I deal 3 harm to this thing, and it's not blocking anything. It starts with 8. So I'm already down to 5 health for this. Love it. Now, it is going to move on top of me, so I need to switch up into my two-handed mode because Zweihander is not effective at same range. So, switch up. Grab my plank shield out. Go into Radiant one-handed mode. Einhander. And here we go. The enemy gets a 6. What is that? Move 2, harm 2. Oh, it's the momentum thing. Okay, so it's going to move 1. Its harm is 3 because of momentum. I would like to not be on top of that space anymore. I get 3 and 3. Three and 3. Okay, I'll split it. I can outlast this thing, I think. So I will block 1 of the 3 harm. So I'll take 2. And then I deal 2 harm to it. It's not blocking anything, so it's at 3 health left. We keep this party going. I will stay in one-handed mode. The enemy gets a 4. Which is move 1, harm 2, block 2. Ah, that's annoying. It's blocking a whole bunch. It'll block out anything that I do, so my priority right now is just to block everything that it does. So it moves. Yeah, my priority is to be blocking then. 6 and a 1. Yep, I'm gonna just move 1, block 2, and 1 doesn't do anything else otherwise. All right, here we go. Enemy gets a 3. What is a 3? It's the same thing. Okay, so I need to be doing the same thing. I get a 5 and a 5, so it's on top of me. 5 and 5. So I'll move. I guess I can move 2, actually. I'll move 2 and just not take harm. Neither of us will do anything to each other. I'm kiting. I'm trying to get it into that non-blocking mode. All right, it gets a 2. That is the move 1, deals a whole bunch of harm mode. If I'm in the same space. All right, so it's dealing 3 harm to me right now. I get a 5 and a 6. 5 and 6 is like real good. Yeah, I mean, block 2 of that, deal 2. So it has 1 harm, 1 health left. I take 1 harm. I just need to do 1 damage to this thing, and then, even though I'll have survived, the walls will come crashing down on me, and I'll be dead. Okay. Let's see what it does. 2. I think 2 is the murder mode again. Yep, murder mode. I get a 4 and a 3. I will move 1, block 1, kill it. That ticks the clock. Ticks the clock, which then marks this fight as good and done. I don't have to worry about this fight ever again. But the the whole ceiling thing falls on top of me, and then I die a horrible death. Let me grab this. Yeah, so I'm gonna die, but let me mark the fight with that. So, ceiling comes crashing down. I die. I wake up in my cell again. It is no longer cracking. The world is crumbling. Right? Let me just double check that if it, yeah, switches to crumbling while you're here, you die. Okay. I'm assuming, though, that I can continue to look through this place. There's nothing here that says that I can't look around after it turns crumbling. So I think I'm okay. It's just it falls on top of me, and I'm going to have to dig through the rubble. Crumbling. A cave-in similar to the one that freed you reverberates above, followed by both desperate scrabbling by prisoners and the footsteps of increased patrols. The ocean's call will not be denied. All right, we are in crumble mode. Crumbling. Crumble mode. But I can go up to the top again. All right, we're going to do the exact same path. I want to go in, I want to explore point 9, and then we're going to call it a day. So I rolled for my random encounter here. I will advance the clock. I rolled a 4 and 4 as the highest. I get to keep reducing that down to 1, so I'm really good with the random encounters. And then 1. These are all clean paths. Back at 9. 1 of 12. Let's do this stuff. Fill up the clock a little bit. And see how it goes. I'm gonna grab an X real quick. Okay. Alright. So, these unique enemies are dead. So let's search. I gain the Radiant Crest. There's very little left here of value, but you spy a metal badge in the shape of a shield on a disused shelf among the various junk debris. It glints with something more than reflected light. Let me just double check. Is the Radiant Crest? It is a utility item, which Binary sent me the new effects for utility items. So I will just make a note that I have this, and then I'll see what the new effect will be. But generally speaking, the Radiant Crest allows you to ignore difficult terrain and any effects that penalize your move. Cool. So I can move around. I can ignore the slowing effects. That's really good because I haven't been using this barbed chain. I haven't even been thinking about my barbed chain. Okay, so that I'm going to advance the clock 3 times because I'm going to do 3 actions at this location that we are in right now. Right, so there's the first one. The second one is another search. I regain the equipment I brought into the realm. Okay. I have my actual shield. Which, higher, like, requirements out of it, but I can, like, consistently block 2, which is nice. So, immediately going to swap those out. Get my real shield going. My longsword's not as good as the Zweihander. My movement is kind of messed up, though, if I do this. I'll think about it. I have this. I also have my Crown of Red enemy thing back, which is enemies. If I have enemies in at least 2 adjacent spaces, I deal +2 harm, but I also take +1 harm. And that could be good. Alright, I have it. And then the last thing is a thing that requires lore 4. I gain the Warden's Seal. Excellent. I've gained the Warden's Seal. Let's write that down. I have the Warden's Seal, which I know is linked up to a thing back at point 3, I believe. A concealed closet reveals a skeleton hunched forward. The person who died here was curled around a seal bearing the mountain crest, which matches the uniforms of the guards found here. Carved into its metal, you can faintly make out the word Warden. All right. All right. I got the Warden's thing. Okay, I have the Warden's thing. I have a safe path back to 3 that doesn't cost me anything. So I'm gonna just make a note here to myself, because I'll stop here, and I'll just make a note to myself to start at 3 as our next part, which might be our final part. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting pretty far into this realm. I feel like maybe one more session and I will have solved it, but we'll find out. So this was good. I got my ass kicked finally by a few things. Those are some mean enemies, but both the unique enemies are dead. They're gone. Don't have to worry about those bosses anymore. And that means if I go up to 10 and try to get to this 12 spot, like, the fight is easier for me here, which is good. I still don't know how to get to 7. I have a feeling the Warden Seal is going to let me get to 5. So I'll probably mess around with 5, see what the situation is, and then go to 12 or 7 if I somehow get a path from, like, 5 to 7. That would be interesting. Then I could go boop, 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 straight to 12. We'll find out. We'll find out. All right, folks, this has been the second session of the Cragcliff Reformatory, a realm made by Binary Star Games. This is for RUNE. Currently on Kickstarter, depending on when you're watching this. Links for all of this about the game and the Kickstarter are in the information below. Subscribe to the channel so that you can see future actual plays, part 3 of this, some tutorials, and design streams for Realm. All right, have yourselves a wonderful rest of the morning, afternoon, evening, wherever it is you are. I'll see you later. Bye.